Today, Wednesday, November 13th, 2024, we have a brand new product in 2024 Topps Chrome Update. And in this video today, we're going to be going over my top 10 cards that you need to collect in 2024 Topps Chrome Update. So what's going on, guys? It's Grip and Rip. And before we get into the video today, let's plug the giveaway. So we're going to be announcing the giveaway sometime next week, so make sure you get your entries in. All you got to do, be subscribed, like this video, turn on that bell next to my name to get notifications. And last but not least, leave a comment in the comment section on what has been your favorite moment this baseball season. And I will pick the winner once we hit the goal of 2024, which is 10,000, which you already have hit. So we should be announcing these winners, or winner, I should say, next week. So, all right, let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time because this video will probably be at least 20 minutes, probably closer to 25 realistically. But either way, here we got Chrome Update, man. That price point, I told you, man, you should have got that pre-order when you could. This is Fanatics.com. Look, by the time this video goes live, it'll already be dropped. Of course, I'm recording this on Monday, so either way, $200. Topps had these for $150 on pre-order. Now they're $200, and probably will be $250 probably come Friday or Saturday. I guarantee it. So either way, let's start out with number 10. We're going to Jackson Holiday. And it's pretty interesting, right? It's pretty interesting. Some of these guys in this checklist have 2 rookie cards. Some of them have 1. Really weird. Really weird. But here's the thing. It doesn't say rookie debut, so I'm not entirely sure. So some of these guys, when you look at the checklist, will have 2 rookie cards, and some of them will have 1. But and when you look at the checklist, it doesn't say rookie debut. It just says rookie card. So I don't know. But either way, Jackson Holiday at number 10. Jackson Holiday, pretty interesting year nonetheless. Let's look at his stats real quick. Let's see his stats here. So he had 190 at-bats. He had 28 runs, 36 hits, 5 homers, 23 RBIs, an average of 189, and an OPS of 566. Again, every time I talk about him, you just can't write him off. You just can't. I mean, he's only 20 years old. He just turned 20. When was his birthday? It should say, yeah, so he's going to turn 21 literally on December 4th. December 4th, 2003 was his birthday. So, you know, he's going to be 21 years old next year. I would not write him off. You know, growing pains do exist, like with my Pirates rookie, Henry Davis, for example. Pretty much same story. Same story pretty much happened with Henry Davis as happened to him. I mean, they both did really well in AAA, got called up, and sucked, and got sent back down, did good, got called back up again, and sucked again. So very similar paths, but pretty interesting stories nonetheless. But either way, Jackson Holiday, I imagine will make the opening day roster next year. I would find it hard to believe he wouldn't, unless he has a terrible spring training, which it could happen. Not saying it can't, it definitely can. So if he has a terrible spring training, there's a reality where he could maybe start the year in AAA, and then, you know, maybe somewhere April, May, June, he gets called back up if he has a decent little stint. So we'll see. I don't know. But either way, Jackson Holiday is number 10. By the way, we are changing this list up a little bit. I know a lot of people say I use the same list every video. Well, we're changing that up. This list is not the same as any other list. So you'll see that literally right now. Either way, number 9, Shae Imaga. Shae Imaga of the Chicago Cubs. And the funny part is, we were actually a finalist for this guy. Imagine him being on the Pirates, but that never happened, unfortunately. It was us, the Cubs, and the Red Sox, 3 finalists for Shae Imaga last offseason, and unfortunately, we didn't end up getting him. But either way, let's look at his stats. He was really good this year. So he has a 15-3 win-loss, a ERA of just shy of 3, 2.91. He has an innings pitched of 173 innings and 1/3, a strikeout of 174, very good strikeout percentage, or a strikeout, I should say, and then whip of 1.02, man. He was really good. I don't really know what the Chicago Cubs are going to do next year. your guess is as good as mine. They're kind of in a weird spot. I mean, they definitely thought they were going to win the division in 2024. That didn't happen. They didn't even make the playoffs. So I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen next year. Our division is literally going to be wide open. The NL Central is going to be an absolutely wide open division next year. So I'm really interested to see what's going to happen. Anyone could really take that division next year. As it stands right now, with the teams that are constructed right now, anyone could take that division next year. So we'll have to wait and see. Leave your comment down below. Who's going to win the NL Central? Let's have a debate, right? Let's have a debate. So either way, number 9 is Shae Imaga. Number 8, we're going to Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the World Series champion Yamamoto. Of course, big pivotal part in the playoffs. He actually did really well. He had one bad game in the playoffs. After that, he kind of went down a little bit and actually did really well. So I guess we'll read his postseason and regular season stats. So regular season, 7-2. He didn't play that much. He was hurt. 3 on the dot ERA. Innings, only 90 innings, and then a strikeout of 105 and a whip of 111. So really, really good. And of course, let's read his playoff stats here. 2-0, about a 4 ERA. That, like I said, that ERA is definitely bumped up because there was a couple games, or one in particular against the Padres, that he just got destroyed. 18 innings in the playoffs, 15 strikeouts. That's almost 1 an inning. That's really, really good. And a whip of .96. Very, very good there. Either way, Yamamoto is going to be, I mean, the Dodgers are going to be a force to reckon with next year. I'm telling you right now. And with the news of Roki Sasaki, like, getting posted and going to be in the MLB next year, I mean, he's only probably going to get like $8 million. So really, when it comes to Roki Sasaki, side note, any team could really get him. I mean, he's going to get like $8 million a year. He's basically going to do what Shohei Ohtani did with the Angels, and then if he's really good, he'll probably get a big contract somewhere else down the line, 6 years or whatever. But either way, I mean, dare I say Roki Sasaki might be a Dodger next year? I think it might happen. I mean, the Dodgers are going to be a force to reckon with next year regardless, with a, you would think, semi-healthy pitching Shohei Ohtani as well added into that mix, and a healthy Glasnow. So they're going to be and Kershaw even as well. They're going to be a force to reckon with next year, and you know they're going to make a bid on Juan Soto. You know that's going to happen as well. So, I mean, it is what it is. But either way, he is definitely going to be a prime piece next year for the Dodgers, so he is number 8 on the list. Number 7, we're going to Kyle Manzardo. Yes, Kyle Manzardo of the Cleveland Guardians. Kind of weird still saying Guardians, honestly. I still call them the Indians. It just is what it is. Either way, we'll go over his regular season and postseason stats. Either way, 145 at-bats in the regular season, 34 hits, 5 homer, 15 RBIs, average 234, OPS at 703. Playoffs, 19 at-bats, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 home run, 2 RBIs, average of 316, OPS at 842. He had a pretty solid postseason, I will say. He had a really, really solid postseason. Probably one of the better postseasons they had on that Guardians team. Manzardo is definitely going to be a piece of the future for this team. No doubt about it. He's really good. I mean, obviously, when you see a first baseman, you typically think like power over average, and that's basically what you're going to get with him. You're going to get power over average with this guy. So if you see it like an average of 234 or whatever he had this year, that's pretty much what he's going to be, like a 240, 250 kind of guy, which is very serviceable in today's baseball game because average in the league in general is going down, down, down over the course of the last 5-6 years. So if he could bat 240 and put up monster home run numbers and power numbers, that's all you really need from this guy, really. That's really all you need from this guy when you got Stephen Kwan, J. Ram, the Naylor brothers, and things like that on this team. So I like Kyle Manzardo. I think he's going to be pretty good. So either way, he is number 7 on this list. Number 6, we're going to Colt Keith. Colt Keith of the surprisingly playoff team, Detroit Tigers. No one really thought they were going to be a playoff team come the trade deadline, but here we are, man. Just imagine what would have happened. Tigers fans, listen to this. If you didn't trade Jack Flaherty, just imagine what it would have been like if you didn't trade Jack Flaherty at the deadline. Who knows what could have happened? I mean, would they have made the World Series? Probably not. But championship series, maybe. You never know. So either way, here we go. I think they could have probably made a run for the World Series at low-key, kind of be honest with you. But either way. Let's read his stats here. 516 at-bats. He must have got called up. Yeah, he got called up literally on opening day. 516 at-bats. He had 134 hits. I'm assuming that's team leading because it's in red. I'm assuming. I don't know though, so don't quote me. 13 home runs. 61 RBIs, a average of 260, OPS of 689, postseason stats, 18 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 RBI, a 111 average with a 500 OPS. So this postseason really wasn't that good, but regardless, very serviceable player, very serviceable player for being a second baseman. So I like Colt Keith. I think Colt Keith is going to be a prime piece of this team with Riley Green and hopefully Spencer Torkelson, but he's really not shown any flashes of light just yet, so we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Javier Baez, that just explains itself. He's terrible, but it is what it is. Happy he's out of the NL Central, I'll tell you that. Either way, we got number 6 is Colt Keith. Now we are going to the top 5. This is where things are going to really ramp up on this video. And if you pull these guys or these guys' autographs, keep in mind, all these guys, by the way, do have autographs in this product. So, the chance to pull an autograph of these guys is possible. Is it easy? Probably not. But either way, number 5. Oh, what'd I do here? Oh, geez, my computer's glitched out. Number 5. Speaking of which, I do have a new computer, so these flashes on the computer are going to be bye-bye very soon, so thank God for that. But either way, number 5, we got Masyn Winn of the St. Louis Cardinals, and it's funny, right? I have been keeping a close eye on the St. Louis Cardinals homepage, and a couple days ago, there was a guy right next to Nolan Arenado. I don't know who he was. He was a pitcher, I believe. Now, it's just Nolan Arenado himself. So, I don't really know what's going on there. Maybe that other guy left as well. I'm not entirely sure. Goldschmidt was there as well, but, as you guys know, Goldschmidt is now walking. He is not going back to the Cardinals. He is a free agent, probably going to get picked up. People think the Pirates are going to pick him up. I don't really see that happening. I don't want it to happen, to be honest, but who knows? I've seen crazier things. Either way, let's read his stats here. He was a very, very good player this year. 587 at-bats. He had 157 hits, 15 home runs, 57 RBIs, average of 267 with an OPS at 730. I'll tell you one thing, man. I've said this countless times again, countless times over. I've said this multiple times. He is their future. If there is anyone you pin the future on the Cardinals with, it is Masyn Winn. Jordan Walker's there, but he had a pretty bad season last year. That's a pretty fair thing to say, I think. He got sent down and got called back up. He really, at least against the Pirates, he really never did anything against us. And he really didn't have good numbers this year. So, I don't really know. You can't write him off either. He's like 22 or something as well. So, either way, the pinpoint the Cardinals' future is definitely Masyn Winn. Masyn Winn is going to be that household name in St. Louis, probably sooner rather than later. Because I think Nolan Arenado, speaking of which, I believe next year is his last year on contract with the Cardinals. So he's probably going to walk as well, or maybe even get traded at the deadline in July this year. Who knows? It could happen. I've seen crazier things. So either way, number 5 is Masyn Winn. Now we're going to a Rookie of the Year candidate, I will assume. Now, I will say, by the time this video goes live, we are going to have our top 3 Rookie of the Year finalists. So, I'm recording this on Monday. They're announcing it tonight, Monday at like 6. So, chances are, Jackson Chourio is going to be one of those guys. He's definitely going to be. Look at these stats. 528 at-bats. 145 hits. 21 home runs. 79 RBIs. Average of 265 with an OPS at 791. Very, very, very good. Like I always say, man, if there weren't 2 other guys on this list and in the National League, that were better. He's probably the Rookie of the Year, but unfortunately, he just got called up in a huge National League rookie class. The rookie class this year for the National League was insanely good. I mean, you look at the American League side, by the way, and you look at the National League side, it really wasn't even close. The National League side smoked the AL out of the water with the rookies this year. I mean, what are the top rookies for the American League? I mean, Manzardo, I guess you could put in there. Jackson Holiday, but he hasn't shown anything yet. Austin Wells, who hits barely above the Mendoza line, if he ever does. Which, by the way, he's probably going to be a finalist for Rookie of the Year. Luis Gil is most likely the Rookie of the Year for the American League, even though he got called up like in 2022, but that's aside the point. Either way, Jackson Chio's probably going to finish third in Rookie of the Year voting for the National League. I could see a reality where he does finish second. That would be kind of crazy, though, but, you know, I don't know how these voters think. These voters, some of them have bias, some of them don't, so it's really hard to say. Either way, that's number 4. Number 3, we're going to Ellie De La Cruz. Ellie De La Cruz is number 3 on this list. A very, very solid player, man. I mean, if there's one player, like I said with Mason Wynn, to pinpoint the future on, it's clearly him. You know, the Reds have some really, really good rookies, but some of them really didn't perform well this year. Like Encarnacion Strand had a down year. Noel V. Marte, I mean, Royd Boy, that speaks for itself. He really didn't have a good season, like half season, I should say, like literally at all. So if there's any guy out there to point the future to, it's definitely Ellie. Either way, let's look at these stats real quick. 618 at-bats, 160 hits, 25 home runs, 76 RBIs, 67 stolen bases, an average of 259 with an OPS of 810. Very, very good, man. Very, very good. Only if the Reds could find players around him. And I always say it, man, with Terry Francona. Terry Francona will make that team into a playoff team. I am telling you right now. The Reds have had the best offseason so far, no doubt about it. They wasted literally no time. They signed him literally mid-playoffs. The season wasn't even over and they signed him. So that's how confident they were in Terry Francona to get that team to the playoffs. And for my sake, and unfortunately, I think they will do that before the Pirates, unfortunately. But either way, number 3, Ellie De La Cruz. Number 2, should be no surprise here. These last two should be no surprise to anybody. We're going to Jackson Marill, man. Jackson Marill had a really, really good season. Let's read his stats here. 554 bats, 162 hits, 24 homer, 90 RBI, an average of 292 with an OPS of 826. Like I said with Chio, if there was one other guy on this list who wasn't called up this year, he would have absolutely been Rookie of the Year, no doubt about it. It would have been kind of close between him and Chio, I will say. It would probably be like a 60-40 or 55-45 split. It would have been that close because they're both really, really good. But obviously, there's one other player on this list that should be, it's not going to be unanimous, but it's going to be, I would say, he's probably going to win 75% of the vote. And before I tell you all about him, let me tell you about today's sponsor of the video. This video today is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the official ticket market of Major League Baseball. Guys, listen. Your favorite team, chances are putting tickets for 2025 up in December. And if you want to get in on the action and get tickets to opening day or whatever, use my promo code GRIPANDRIP, all one word, $20 off your first purchase only. Again, first purchase only. Use code GRIPANDRIP and you will save $20. You can get tickets to bobblehead nights, firework nights, key rivalry matchups, you name it. You name it. So get in on the action on SeatGeek.com. So number 1, this is no surprise to anybody. I mean, I'm not even being biased here. Of course, I'm a Pirates fan, but Paul Skeens was just that damn good, man. He was absolutely fun. He was super fun to watch the entire year. I was at his debut on May 11th. That crowd was jam-packed to the roof, and it was loud the entire time he pitched. And, of course, a huge rain delay happened, and everyone left, including myself, in, like, the 6th inning. So that was pretty terrible, but we ended up winning that game regardless. But either way, 11-3. 196 ERA. He had innings of 133, strikeouts 170. I'm telling you right now, if, God willing, he plays a full season next year with no injuries, hopefully it doesn't happen, knocking on wood there. If he pitches a full season next year, he's easily getting 200 strikeouts, maybe even 230. I'm telling you right now. That's how dominant he was this year. He was very, very good. And for anyone who played him like the Brewers, the Cardinals, the Cubs, the Reds, who he almost threw a no-hitter against every single one of those teams, you guys know how dominant he is. And like I said with Rookie of the Year, he is definitely going to be a Rookie of the Year finalist. There's absolutely no way that does not happen. He is probably going to win Rookie of the Year. I would be shocked if he did not. It's probably going to be him first, Marill second, Chio third. That's probably the only logical way to put him. Even though, like I said, even all those guys have a legit shot to win Rookie of the Year. But like I said with Chio and Marill, when Paul Skeens got called up this year and he did what he did, you just can't give him second or third place in Rookie of the Year. You just can't. Like, you're telling every pitcher that comes after Paul Skeens next year and so on and so forth that you have to be better than him to actually win Rookie of the Year. So I would just be floored if he didn't win Rookie of the Year. It would make no sense at all. So we're probably going to have 2 Rookie of the Year pitchers this year in the MLB, which is pretty interesting. So either way, I'm getting out of here, guys. Let me know what you think about 2024 Topps Chrome Update. Leave your top 10 list down in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next one.